When tissue is damaged, for example as shown here by an infected cut, one of your defensive responses is inflammation. This video examines some aspects of this defense. Inflammation is a general, non-specific response to tissue damage. Damage could result from many causes: cuts, heat, abrasions, sunburn, disease, or pathogens. There are two major types of inflammation: chronic inflammation and acute inflammation. Chronic inflammation is long-lasting, damaging, and can be life-threatening. In contrast, acute inflammation develops quickly, ends quickly, is typically beneficial, and helps eliminate pathogens from the body as part of the innate immune defense. Chemical mediators trigger inflammation. These inflammatory mediators include bradykinins, released during blood clotting, prostaglandins and leukotrienes, released by macrophages, and histamines, released by platelets, basophils, and non-blood cells called mast cells. Inflammatory mediators can be released in a variety of ways. Let's examine one. Basophils and mast cells are filled with vesicles that contain inflammatory mediators. Certain proteins in the blood that are produced following infections, particularly complement proteins C3a and C5a, attach to receptors on the cytoplasmic membranes of basophils and mast cells. This causes the vesicles to release their contents. Now let's examine the effect of these inflammatory mediators on a blood vessel. The walls of blood vessels are made of cells that normally have narrow gaps between them. A small amount of fluid leaks into the surrounding tissues. Blood cells, such as these erythrocytes and this monocyte, normally remain within the blood vessels. But when inflammatory mediators attach to the blood vessels dilate. That is, they get larger in diameter. And since dilation is occurring in many blood vessels, more blood is delivered to the tissue. Blood is red and blood is warm, so more blood means more red color and more heat, two signs of inflammation. With dilation, the cells in the walls of the blood vessels move further apart, creating larger gaps between the cells, which are called interstitial spaces. This allows much more blood plasma to flow into the surrounding tissue, what is sometimes called third spacing, producing edema or swelling. Now we have the last two major characteristics of inflammation: swelling and pain. Pain results in part from compression of nerve endings in the surrounding tissue. Some leukocytes, notably neutrophils and monocytes, can squeeze through interstitial spaces, a process called diapedesis. The defensive nature of diapedesis should be obvious. Leukocytes phagocytize pathogens. In summary, chronic inflammation is long-lasting, damaging, and can be life-threatening. Acute inflammation develops quickly, ends quickly, and is part of the body's protective innate immune defense. Inflammation is characterized by four things: redness, heat, swelling, and pain. Inflammation involves the dilation of blood vessels. Dilated blood vessels deliver more blood, resulting in the redness and heat. Inflammation also results in widening of the interstitial spaces. As more fluid moves into the surrounding tissue, swelling and pain occur.